they don't have guns. You know, we sent some guns, but the group that was supposed to give, which I said would happen to my people, I said it, I called it exactly. We sent guns, a lot of guns. They were supposed to go to the people so they could fight back against these thugs. You know what happened? The people that they sent them to kept them because they said, what a beautiful gun, I think I'll keep it. So I'm very upset with a certain group of people, and they're going to pay a big price for that. But the Iranian people will fight back as soon as they know they're not going to be shot and as soon as they can get weapons. If they had weapons, not many of them, if they had weapons that would go in the other way, and you know what would happen? Iran would give up in 2 seconds because they wouldn't be able to take it.
Is this an epic intelligence failure for Trump, as US-supplied weapons meant for Iran reportedly vanish in what appears to be a major operational blunder? Donald Trump's own confession now seems to expose what could be a botched attempt to arm anti-regime protesters inside Iran. Were secret American weapons, allegedly meant for Iranian protesters, instead taken or retained by Kurdish groups on the ground? And does Trump's casual admission now bring to light a deeper fiasco surrounding America's covert role during the Iran protests? US President Donald Trump has made a significant admission regarding America's alleged role in unrest during protests in Iran. On April 6, Trump stated that the United States had attempted to arm anti-regime protesters during the demonstrations. The remarks were also made during a phone interview with Fox News, where the US president addressed developments related to Iran. Trump further alleged that Kurdish groups were supplied with weapons during protests that took place between December and January 2026. According to a report by Middle East Eye, these weapons were reportedly delivered to protesters toward the end of last year. However, Trump claimed that Kurdish groups retained the weapons instead of distributing them among demonstrators. "We sent guns to protesters, a lot of them, and I think Kurds took them," Trump said during the Fox News interview. This statement appeared to align with earlier reports suggesting that the CIA had explored efforts to support Kurdish forces in Iran. The revelation also suggests that such actions may have occurred alongside ongoing back-channel engagements with Tehran. Iranian Kurdish organizations have rejected the US president's claims regarding the supply of weapons. A Kurdish official reportedly described Trump's remarks as unfounded and lacking credible basis. Opposition groups from Iran's Kurdish regions also denied receiving any military assistance from Washington, according to Al Jazeera. Kurdistan's Democratic Party of Iran said, and I quote, "Those statements made are baseless, and we haven't received any weapons. The weapons we have are from 47 years ago, and we obtained them on the Islamic Republic's battlefield, and we bought some from the market. Our policy is not to make demonstrations violent and use harsh methods. Rather, we believe we must make our demands in a peaceful and civil manner without weapons." End quote. A member of Kurdistan's National Army said, and I quote, "Donald Trump's message is unclear to us. What is there is that we as our army have in no way received weapons from the US or any other country, not even a single bullet." End quote. Meanwhile, Iran has issued a strong response to Trump's 48-hour ultimatum directed at Tehran. On April 6, Iran's parliament speaker Mohammad Bakir Ghalibaf warned the US president against escalating actions. Ghalibaf stated that what he described as reckless decisions could result in adverse consequences for the United States. He also alleged that Trump's approach appeared aligned with the position of Israeli leadership under Benjamin Netanyahu. The Iran parliament speaker said, and I quote, "Your reckless moves are dragging the United States into a living hell for every single family, and our whole region is going to burn because you insist on following Netanyahu's commands. Make no mistake, you won't gain anything through war crimes. The only real solution is respecting the rights of the Iranian people and ending this dangerous game." End quote. Iran and the United States are reportedly reviewing a plan to pause the war and reopen the Strait of Hormuz. A mediator-backed framework to end the conflict has reportedly been shared with both Tehran and Washington. Details of the draft Islamabad Accord surfaced in reporting as Trump's April 7 threat raised pressure on both sides. The proposed deal reportedly follows a two-tier structure, with a ceasefire first and a broader settlement later. That reporting came after Axios revealed a push for a 45-day ceasefire as part of the same broader diplomatic effort. The draft U.S. Iran peace deal includes an immediate ceasefire, reopening of Strait of Hormuz, 15 to 20 days to finalize a broader settlement. Reuters reported that Iran did not immediately commit to the proposal despite intensified civilian and military outreach from mediators. Reuters also said neither side had formally confirmed peace deal negotiations at that stage. Reuters, citing a source, said, and I quote, "All elements need to be agreed today." Pakistan's Army Chief, Field Marshal Asim Munir, has been in contact all night long with U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, and Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi. The deal, tentatively dubbed the Islamabad Accord, would include a regional framework for the strait, with final in-person talks in Islamabad. Unquote. Axios-linked reporting said issues such as fully reopening the Strait of Hormuz would likely be handled as part of a final settlement rather than the initial pause. The future of Iran's highly enriched uranium stockpile would also likely be addressed in any broader final pact. With only hours left until his self-imposed April 6 deadline, Trump escalated his threats, openly pointing to Iran's power plants and bridges as future targets. On April 5, he warned that if Iran did not reopen Hormuz, it would face major strikes against critical infrastructure like nothing seen before. The profanity-laced language in his latest post suggests not just resolve, but deep frustration that Iran has not yet bowed to weeks of US and Israeli pressure.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.